have you done? So before you point the finger at me, assume some responsibility for the way that some of these black brothers grow up in these streets nowadays, because it takes a community to raise a child. And evidently the community has failed the child. We need to come together and figure out a plan. All this talking about what we should do or when we should do it, but yet we do not give the resources to tell these brothers of what to do after we tell them not to do that no more. And that's the problem. You tell me not to sell dope, but you don't give me an alternative to make some money. Burger King don't work here. It don't feed no family. It don't provide. My number one thing, man, is I'm tired of surviving. I want to live. Am I a person who hates the police? No. I have people in my family that are a part of law enforcement. My uncle Darrell Williams, he is an FBI agent. My uncle Major Ruffin, he's a police officer for the Sandusky Police Department. In the end of the second video you see, we appreciate you OG cops. These young chumps are overzealous because they're trying to make a name they're trying to make a name for themselves, but not off me. Not at the expense of my family. See, what people have to understand, this is not a black and white thing, even though racial connotation is a part of it. But this is a violation of my civil rights. The reason I didn't tell that officer who I was is because he knows who I am. That same officer, and this is what no one knows, that same officer that pulled us over, I stood by his squad car for 5 minutes and spoke to him before we got pulled over. So he knew who I was. But he figured, oh, he's still on that same bull. So let's go see what he got in the car. No, sir. You will not be able to touch my woman, and you damn sure ain't touching my child. You will no longer make me look like a bitch or a punk in front of my family. I will die for that reason. I'm ashamed of some of the things that I've done, but at the same time, it made me the man I am today, and my integrity is stronger than anybody that I know. I'm not scared. We're not scared. My grandmother marched, my grandfather fought for my civil rights. Why should I comply when they died for it? Why do I always have to be subject to search and seizure when I've done nothing wrong? All you had to do was comply. All you had to do was give him your ID, give him your license. Why? Why do I always have to justify who I am? I thought I was innocent until proven guilty. But I'm guilty of being a black man. Excuse me, a man who fits the description. Are you serious? We all fit the description of a person whose civil liberties have been violated. And I no longer will sit down for this, man. I have changed. This situation has changed me as an individual. It has given me a faith in God that I no longer had, because the streets have became my father, have became my God. I will never turn my back on the streets, because it's the streets that gave me this opportunity. But what I'm going to do is give back to the community. While y'all doing all this talking, arguing, and bickering, I'm working. I feel responsible for some of the mishaps that happened in my neighborhood, because I contributed to the things that go wrong by being the person that I am, but I'm no longer that person. Don't judge me by what I've done. Judge me by what I will do. I hold no hatred in my heart for the police officer who coerced my old lady to get out the car whatsoever. But what you have done is gave us a platform to attack, to bring social change. And this is what's most important. I represent the voice of 1 million people who have been disenfranchised, taken advantage of, made to feel less of a citizen. How can you tell a man that he cannot protect his family? Comply for what? Tell you who I am for what? I'm not scared anymore. You shouldn't be scared anymore. What we have done will change the world. What we have done will save the lives of millions of black men. What I have done will make sure that Ferguson does not happen as often as it has, because we ain't going to change nothing until we change the way we think. Once we change the way we think, we can change the way we feel. I love my black people, but I'm with a white woman, so I'm not black enough. White people don't like my white girl because she with a black man. So it's a double entendre, but at the same time, accept me for who I am. That's all. Don't hate me. Don't turn your back on me. I'm speaking loud enough for you to hear me, ain't I? I love everyone, and I love that everybody is bringing me all this love and all this attention. But yet for the naysayers, we ain't going to concentrate on y'all, because once we speak it into existence, the devil will come. I will not give you the opportunity to be on this platform and take away from what these people actually need to hear, and that's the truth.